So I'm going to start reading the first problem, and I want you guys to notice the important points in the problem. For example, the time and if they give us, for example, elapsed time, and then we need to know what is asked of us, what we need to find from the question. So I'm going to use my highlighter here to highlight the important points that we need to find, or the information that is given to us. Zach and his family are going to New York. Their airplane leaves at 9:15 a.m. So here they gave us the start time. They need to arrive at the airport 60 minutes before their flight. It takes 15 minutes to get to the airport. The family needs 30 minutes to get ready to leave. At what time should Zach's family start getting ready? So 9:15 is actually the end time because it's when the plane starts moving. And we need to find the start time because here they said start getting ready. So the word start is a key point. We have the end time, the elapsed time that we need to add, and we need to find the start time. So they need to arrive at the airport 16 minutes before the flight. So they're going to need to spend 16 minutes in the airport. And it takes them 15 minutes in the car to reach the airport. And they also need 30 minutes at home to get ready. So we are going to need to add all the elapsed time to find out how much time they need before they start getting ready. So in the first part, Azzat, help me with the first part, please. What do I need to find?
The number is 8 and 85 minutes.
Okay, before you give me the final answer, tell me the step-by-step. For example, here in the sentence,
The first time 9.
I need to find what, first of all? The start time or the end time, as that?
The end time.
Okay, so are you sure? Look at the question again. At what time should Zach's family start getting ready? So what do I need to find? Start or end?
Start.
Start time, because they gave us the keyword. So here I'm going to put start time. Can you make it move for you guys to be able to write? And Zach's family should start. Zach's family should start what?
They will travel.
So they already gave us here something. Start again. Time to start getting ready before they travel. Okay, thank you guys.
Yeah. You're welcome.
For the next part, Rena, what information do I need to use? First of all, they gave us the time, what leaves. Look at the question again. What is leaving at 9:15 a.m., Rena?
60 minutes.
What's leaving at 9:15 a.m.? Read the sentence from here again.
9:15.
Okay, what's leaving at 9:15? Read the sentence. Their
airplane
leaves
at 9:10 a.m.
So what's leaving at 9:15 a.m.? What's going to happen at 9:15 a.m.? They said their airplane leaves at 9:15 a.m. So what's going to happen at 9:15 a.m.? What's leaving? The airplane, Rana, is going to start moving at 9:15. So we need to write that the airplane leaves at 9:15. Okay?
Airplane.
Can you repeat that?
The time that airplane leaves.
Okay. So this is when the airplane is going to leave, 9:15. And the time the family needs to arrive at so where do they need to arrive? They need to arrive at
6, no, New York.
Okay, but before 60 minutes. At the what?
Airplane.
Airport. It's the place where they need to get the ticket and put their luggage, right? And the time it takes to get to so they need to get to what? It takes 15 minutes to get to where? Airport. So again, it's going to need 15 minutes to get to the airport. So we need to count all this time to calculate when the start time of them getting ready needs to be. And the last one, the family needs to, what do they need? They need 30 minutes to do what? 30 minutes to
leave.
They need 30 minutes to get ready to leave. Yes, good job. Get ready to leave. So we need to use this information to find the start time. Thank you, Rena. We're going to use a number line to solve the problem and look back at the information that was given to us. So we know that the end time is 9:15. That's why we put 9:15 at the end of the number line. And we need to draw jumps to show the time that we need to reach to the starting time. So first of all, we need to count back a few minutes for the time they need to arrive at the airport. So they need to arrive 60 minutes to be in the airport. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to count back by 10. And then we're going to count back again because for the time to get to the airport, it was 15 minutes. We know that time to get to the airport, it was 15 minutes. And the time for them to get ready was 30 minutes. So we need to count back by all these minutes to reach to the start point. So we can start counting back by 10. Let's start counting back by 10. So I'm going to count back by 10. So it's going to be minus 10 minutes. And then keep doing it until it's 60. So 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So minus 10. I'm going to try to make it as clear as possible. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and then again, let's see how much time it's going to be here. So we know 15 minus 10 is 5, so it's going to be 5 minutes after 9, and then minus 10, it's going to be a new hour. 9 minus 1 is 8, and the minutes is going to be 55 because 10 minus 5 minus 5 will be 9 exactly, and then another time we need to subtract by 5 because in total it's 10. It's going to be 8:55. We need to subtract again by 10, and it will be 45 minutes after 8, 35 minutes after 8. Try to make your handwriting small and neat. 25 minutes after 8. 15 minutes after 8. And now we're going to subtract the time for that the family needs to get to the airport or to reach the airport. So it's going to be minus 15. And we know that 15 minus 15 is 0. So the time is going to be exactly 8 o'clock. And then the last thing we need to do is subtract by 30 minutes. 30. So we need to go down an hour, 8 minus 1, and subtract 30 minutes. So the timing here will be 7:30. So this is where we finish because we subtract all the elapsed time. Zena, after we subtract the elapsed time, what is the time that we reached at the end?
7:30 minutes.
7:30. So our starting time will be 7:30. And is it AM or PM?
AM.
Yes, AM. So it's still AM because it didn't skip midnight. Good job, Zena. So notice here how, first of all, we need to find all the minutes in between that represent the elapsed time. And then we also need to count back if it's if the end time was given, and if they gave us the start time in the beginning, we need to count forward. I'm going to give you guys a second to write the number line, and Yamin, I'm going to write the answers above it so you can have a chance to copy it. Read number 1, please.
Party went to
Patty.
the shop.
Patty.
Patty went to the shopping mall at 11:30 a.m. She shopped for 25 minutes. She spent 40 minutes eating lunch. Then she met a friend at a movie. At what time did Patty meet her friend?
Thank you, Izan. So here they're asking for the time she met her friend. Is this the start time or the end time that they're asking for? So she went to the mall at 11:30 a.m. So she started her trip and went to the mall at 11:30 a.m. or 30 minutes after 11. She shopped for 25 minutes. She spent 40 minutes eating her lunch. Then the last thing she did was meet her friend. So when they ask us, what time did she meet her friend? Are they asking for the start time or the end time? Is this the last thing she did or the first thing she did when she met her friend?
Last thing.
Last thing. So it would be the end time that we need to find, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you, Izan. Fahad. So first, begin with, what do we start with on the number line? What time did they give us, Fahad?
11:30 a.m.
Good job. They gave us the start time, which is 11:30 a.m. So we need to start our number line with 11:30 a.m. And then we need to count backwards or forwards. Because we have the start time, do we need to count backwards or forwards?
Forward.
Forwards. Excellent. So we need to count. Thank you, Fahad. Asil, how many minutes do we need to count forward? Look at the minutes I highlighted in the question, Asil. How many minutes do I need to count forward?
25.
25 and?
40.
40. Excellent. So we have 25 and 40 minutes, which are the elapsed time or the time spent during this activity. So I'm going to start counting up here by 10. Yusuf, when I start counting up by 10 here, 11:30 will become so I'm adding by 10 plus 10 minutes.
11:40
Will become what? So 30 plus 10,
40
40. So I will have 40 minutes after 11. And I need to count again up by 10. So plus 10, 11:40 will become, what's 40 plus 10?
50
50. And I need to count now by 5 because I have 20 minutes in the tens place. So I counted by 10 and then 20. 10 plus 10 is 20. And now I need to count up by 5 in the ones place. So when I count up by 5, 11:50 will become what? 50 plus 5?
55
55. Yes, good job. Thank you, Yusuf. Zaina, your turn. So now that I finished counting by 25, I need to start counting by 40 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So when I count up here, I need to count how many times by 10? How many tens do I have in 40?
4
Look at the tens place. How many tens?
4 tens.
So I have 4 tens. So I need to count by 10 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So from 11:55, when I add 10 to 11:55, what do you think the next time will be? I know 11:55 plus 5 is how much?
It's 12 and 5 minutes.
Exactly, excellent. So 12 and 5 minutes. And if I add 10 again, what's the answer if I add the 10 again?
12 and 15 minutes.
Yes, correct. So 12. So the first one you told me is 12 and 5 minutes. Then you told me 12 and 15 minutes. What's the next one, Zaina?
12 and 25 minutes.
25. And the last one?
12 and 35 minutes.
12 and 35 minutes. Excellent, Zaina. Thank you. So, Bisan, what is the last timing that we found here?
12:35 minutes.
I found 12:35. Excellent. So look at the timing of the start time. It's AM, right? You see it, Bisan?
Yeah.
So after I passed 12, is it still going to be AM or is it going to become PM?
PM.
Excellent, Bisan. So now it's going to become PM because it's the afternoon now. Well done.